What's the difference between $1 million food truck and one that goes bankrupt in a year? Well, it comes down to 3 key pillars that may not be what you expect. Now, the first is going to be your food truck setup. I feel like this is often overlooked, but the way you lay out and design your food truck can sometimes dictate the longevity of your business. I mean, for one, think about your service. If your equipment is laid out poorly, then how are you going to expect to keep up with any amount of orders? It kind of just leads to a chain reaction of things. If you want to look away from the business side of things, think about safety. If you have more than one employee working in the truck at a time, you don't want to trip over your coworker trying to get to the condiments after using the grill that's on the other side of the truck. And also on the note of safety, having a business like this is going to come with some regulations as to where things should be stored. And that's for a reason. You wouldn't put a grill right next to anything that could catch on fire quickly. And screwing up there could spell disaster. And I think you guys want to hold on to your businesses. I do too. So don't overlook this, guys. If you want to be successful and last long term, you got to make sure your equipment is set up the right way and in the right locations to really make it convenient. Seems like every year more and more businesses decide to go the food truck route, and it's competitive, so sometimes the little things matter. Alright, what's pillar number 2? It's all about finding the right location for your truck. Right off the bat, you're looking for high traffic areas, places where people are walking or hanging out. I mean, this is obviously common sense, but it's a lot harder to drag people out of their cars just to get some of your food. But it's not even that simple. When I say high traffic areas, you gotta actually put some research into it. Look into your area. Look into places that you may not think of right off the bat. Of course, in parking lots and parks, there's gonna be food trucks galore, but sometimes you can find a vacant street that's 10 times more profitable than any park. But it really does depend on where you're from. Small town street in Idaho may make you $500 a day selling hot dogs, but another block away you might have no foot traffic. So really know what you're getting yourself into. Now, of course, when we talk about locations, events and festivals come to mind, and that's where a lot of you guys are going to be doing your main business. Of course, the downsides with this is that there's restrictions, and you usually have to pay a certain fee. Sometimes you actually have to pay a percentage of your sales to the organizer as well, which is oftentimes worth it. I mean, that's how the business runs. That can be hard in the beginning, and so sometimes it's important to start at the cheaper events, especially when you're really new to the industry. I recommend sports games and church events as small-time gigs that you can probably get in pretty easily without having much of a reputation. But of course, you want to get into big events as soon as you can afford to. Now, something I don't really hear a lot of people talk about is partnering with a local business in your area. There may be a small business in your area that has some vacant space that you can pull your truck onto and sell right from there. I mean, think about it. It's literally free business. If people are already going there for whatever reason, they might as well stop at your truck. Once again, it's all about foot traffic, all about finding places where there's going to be more people, because more people equals more sales. At the end of the day, guys, it really isn't that complicated when it comes to location. It all comes down to just getting out there and looking. Don't be afraid to spend some time on Google. Alright, before we move to pillar 3, I'd like to ask if this video is helpful so far, if you could hit that subscribe button. It just shows me that these videos are worth making. It basically helps me help you. Thanks, guys. Pillar number 3 is your marketing presence. It's probably the most important on this list, and I know a lot of you out there are not using this to its potential. We live in a day and age where you can pay small amounts of money for professional graphics that you can use to advertise your business. There's just no excuse for low quality advertisements in 2023. You're missing out on so much business. Let me give you guys an example. Let's take a shaved ice business, for example. Let's say you want to hire a business to make shaved ice for your party, and you see 2 ads on Facebook. One with a fun slogan and a mascot on there with some bright colors, maybe a little discount on there, and it just looks overall enticing. And then you see another ad that's just plain white with black text that just gives the basic facts, like a number to call and the business name. Which one do you think the customer is going to choose? Definitely the first one. And yet some of you are still making basic ads. Now, if you're falling victim to this mistake, don't worry, because that's what I'm here for. There's this site called Fiverr where you can pay as low as $5 to $10 to $15 to basically have any graphic you want made. And this isn't even just for ads. Like, you can have a logo made, a banner made, whatever you want made for very cheap. And that's why I say there's just no excuse for poor quality marketing. People are always going to be attracted to the shinier object, and that just has to be your motivation in this business. Now, of course, a link to Fiverr and a bunch of other resources can be found in the description, and I hope this video was valuable. I post multiple times a week, so make sure to stay subscribed so you don't miss anything. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.